hold on a second. Got a few things that need changing here. There's a lot of things that need to change here. Yeah, I'll do that later. Yeah. Oh dear, hold on. Wait, what's happened? What's happened to the screen? Oh, come on. Straighten it, will you? It'll do. Alright, there we go. Even the chat window isn't here. Oh well. I'll have to sort this out later. So, good evening everybody, and welcome to the stream. I wonder if any of you missed me while I was away. Because I was away last week. And unfortunately that meant I couldn't stream, which is a shame because I always want to stream when possible. In fact, I haven't even done the live notification. Let's do that quickly, shall we? 1 second. So, I've been away for a week, so how have you guys been? I hope you've been doing well. I'm live after some technical gremlins. Please come and hang out with me. Please? Question mark? And let's look. Twitch. Mind you, I also had some issues getting my contact lenses in. I did not do very well in putting them in today. I put them in the wrong way around, so everything was blurry. You know, and that's not good. Not good for streaming. Well, there you go, live notification is on, and yeah. So if you guys are wondering where I was away with my parents and my brothers, and we were going to Newquay in Cornwall, which is near the bottom tip of England. Yeah, our vacations don't really go very far. We normally stick in England/Scotland. Scotland was last year, just before I debuted, by the way. Yeah, and we've had some very good times there this last week. And I've also considered that maybe I would be having difficulty with audience retention. Because normally when a VTuber or someone goes away for a week, they tend to not get as many, like, followers and stuff. It's no sex, but hey ho, it is what it is. Oh yeah, I need to resize this thing. Yeah, I'm just doing this I'm just sorting this out while I do stuff. See, I think the height is like 800. I think. Hello, Mary. No, I'm afraid there is no ice cream today. Because that was going to be at the weekend, but I ended up not streaming, unfortunately. Which is a shame, I know, but I will be playing it on Thursday if you're interested in checking that particular stream out. Now, today we're going to be playing Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane, which is literally it's an Ace Attorney inspired game, basically. Little point-and-click detective game with courtroom scenes and stuff. It's a game I learned about like a couple years ago when I was a normal streamer, and I've been looking forward to this release for quite a while. But unfortunately, the game came out on the day I was leaving for my holiday, so I couldn't actually stream it on release day. which I really was hoping I could do. And you know, it sucks, but you know, it's just how it fell. It's fine, it's no one's fault or anything. So anyway, I need to set it up first. Because I don't have it set up to be played yet, because I was silly. Excuse me. I was silly and didn't sort things out. Oh, Hermit! Hey, friend! I'm glad you can make it. Welcome to my return stream. Right, let me just, I need to sort that redeem. I changed it just because of YouTube, but apparently YouTube is not great for commands, so yeah, we don't need to do that either. So yeah, as I was saying, we need to get this game set up and ready to play. What should I could probably change one of these ones, probably. Just give me a second, I'm just going to boot the game up. Capture any full screen application. Or is this gonna be... oh, there you go. Alright, guys. Incoming. So here we are, Tyrion Cuthbert, attorney at the Arcane. And this game seems to be really loud. I'm just gonna turn the volume down a bit. How's that? Can you hear me okay? Or do I need to change something? I think my microphone settings have been reset, so I may need to, do something here. Let me just, change it to windowed mode, thank you. Let me just check this anyway, because I need to make sure. Where is it? Devices. Road. How do I... It's been so long since I've done this, I don't know how to change the settings. Hold on. No, Bing, go away. I don't want to know about Wimbledon. I think if I go into the control panel... hardware and sound... I'm trying to remember how I do this stuff again. Hey, Vicenji! Glad you could make it, friend. Welcome. Sorry, I'm getting lots of technical difficulties. It's never good. Just trying to remember how to do anything. Honestly. I mean, that's all I want. I just want to have a nice time with you guys. If you can hear me okay, then it's fine, but I really think I need to change my microphone settings, because I think I'm getting drowned out by the music of the game. And I can't figure out how to change it again. I'm trying to remember how I change stuff. Sound settings. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's lower. It is lower than I initially want it to be. How's that? 70%. Is that good? Can you hear me well over the music? Because obviously the game is set to maximum audio. So maybe I could do it like lowering that a bit too. 70. That's probably good, right? Alright, let's, No, game window. We can full screen it now. We've all sorted those issues. We're all good. Sounds about good? Okay, that's all I need. Okay, so, yeah, we're 20 minutes into the stream time. We're not gonna get too much done here. We might do the tutorial the tutorial trial, and maybe starting the investigation of the next one. Let's see. Yeah, there's some little issues here. This was a Kickstarter game, so you gotta understand, you know, these games are gonna have these sorts of glitches. But it looks like we can choose what case we start with. Not something I was expecting, to be honest. But I suppose we'll start from the beginning, case 1, okay? Start the game from episode 1. Well, I guess if you just like a certain case, and you like to replay it, then I guess that's a pretty nice thing to do. But since this is our first time playing this game, we shall start from episode 1. The fields of battle are filled with suffering and despair. On them are a clash of souls, brought to conflict by the corrupt powers that rule over them. I was transporting a client in my carriage that evening. We were driving by the McCoy Tavern when we heard a disturbance. I was worried that something was amiss, so I walked into the building to see what the commotion was. There I saw the defendant. She was lit by the blue glow of the dining room lights. And she was stabbing the victim with her magical sword. Oh no! Why would you do that, defendant? Excuse me.
Objection!
Objection! Now, should I voice act this? I mean, if I'm gonna voice act this, then I'm probably gonna need to use the voice change potion, because obviously doing my VTuber voices of strand on my voice and doing voice acting on top of that is not gonna be good. Don't voice act it. Okay, fair enough. If that's what you want, I'll do that. Mr. Rudolph, you testified that you saw my client murdering the victim. And you supposedly saw her casting magic while doing so? Yes, I could never forget such a grisly sight. That moment was burned into my memory. I see. Well, it's funny you should say that. How so? Because your entire testimony was a complete lie! Oh my goodness. What?
Objection!
Are you accusing the witness of perjury? Surely you know such accusations can't be made lightly, Mr. Cuthbert. My accusation is far from baseless, Steelwind. Think about the state of the crime scene at the time of the murder. The witness couldn't have seen anything, much less homicide. As you can see, very highly inspired here by Ace Attorney. Although, I think some of the sound effects are a little lacking. Maybe they'll improve these in a later update, but we'll see. He knows something. But on this battlefield, there are still a few people who carry the ideals of justice within their hearts. But you have to wonder sometimes, are these ideals truly just? Or are they simply lies fed to us by our elders? So yeah, that's a... Starting us in the middle of a trial is obviously, you know, kind of trying to set a mood here, but I feel like, you know, it might not be great for the narrative. Damn it. Damn it! Flintheart, you fool! Why couldn't you have just listened to me? It's the murderer! Rudolph, I require your assistance. Yes, sir? By the Scaled Lord, what did you... You killed him! Alert the town guard. Tell him that you saw his daughter fleeing the scene. Ah, it's framing. Framing for murder. Oh, look. I just realized I've left the VTube Studio menu up again, because, you know, I'm so bad at not closing that. But I guess I was a bit hurried along, so, you know, you can understand that. I don't know, I just feel like my VTuber voice is so, like, ruining the mood. I feel like I could do a little voice acting. I'll try it and see how I go, shall I?
I'm sure their neighbors heard them arguing with each other. They'll immediately suspect her. At once, sir.
Episode 1. The Cold-Hearted Aristocrat. Let's go! Earlier that day...
Ugh.
You feel yourself slowly succumbing to an unbearable pain. You don't think you'll be able to survive this much longer. Oh no, Cuthbert, you can't die!
Are you sure you're okay, Miss Cuthbert? You look like you're about to pass out.
As you can see, Cuthbert is basically Phoenix. He really is. I suppose this is the sort of thing that your attorney games are fun at, aren't they? An amateur / fluke attorney. Somehow getting to the truth, basically. Name, Ruby Timora. Occupation, attorney. Ah, so she's the, what do you call him? Teacher. Let's just call her the teacher.
Don't worry about me, Miss Timora. I'm fine.
You've been riding in this carriage for days. You are definitely not fine. So yes, Tyrion is, motion sick, I suppose. With each bump in the road, you feel yourself becoming more and more nauseous. It's taking every ounce of your willpower just to hold down your lunch. Please don't be sick, Tyrion. We don't want to see that. That's gonna be gross.
I'm perfectly fine. If you say so.
You feel the carriage drive over a large bump in the road. You can feel and hear your stomach retching in protest. She's the mirror stand-in? Yeah, you know, she's the mentor. The mentor, that's the voice, that's the term I was thinking of. She's the mentor. That stew you ate for lunch doesn't taste nearly as good the second time. You really have to tell us that?
On second thought.
Tyrion.
That's better.
You take a deep breath of fresh air. It's the first breath you've taken today that hasn't threatened to come back out.
Sorry about this. I didn't expect the roads in this town to be this uneven. I suppose they don't get a lot of traffic here.
You've been on the road with your mentor for days. There you go, it's the mentor. See, I got it in the end. Together, you've been searching for a man named Flintheart McCoy. Wow, these names, man, these names are crazy. Supposedly, he's been a voice of descendants against King Oliver the last few decades. You have no idea what kind of business Miss Tamura would have with him. But you know better than to ask questions about her affairs.
Hello, travelers! Welcome to Cornhaven!
A local merchant steps out from one of the nearby shops. He has a wide smile on his face and he approaches your carriage with the enthusiasm of a starving vulture. Yeah, I don't think every character in this game is gonna have, like, special portraits or anything. I think there are gonna be some NPCs.
Would a pair of dignified individuals such as yourselves care for a refreshing drink?
Those clothes, they must be from the city. He certainly has a friendly expression, but his thoughts seem very analytical. Wait, can Tyrion Cuthbert read people's hearts? Because that would be very useful being an attorney, wouldn't you say?
Well, I don't need a drink, but...
Miss Tamura glances at you and your stomach rumbles in agreement.
Ah, of course. I just the thing for an upset stomach. With a carriage like that, I bet I could fleece them for a lot.
Oh my goodness, he's terrible. She's definitely gonna die, is she though? We didn't see her die, like, in this case at least. His thoughts and emotions are laid bare through your Eye of Horus. Eye of Horus? Eh? What's that? Yeah, no explanation. Okay, that's fair enough, I suppose. But the merchant's expression doesn't betray a hint of what he's truly thinking. You wonder if his false smile could get any bigger. At this rate, he might dislocate his jaw. Oh man, I nearly did that yesterday when I went with my parents and brothers for a pub lunch. Post-holiday, of course. Unfortunately, it gave you a really, like... Burgers? I think I agree. Burgers should be wider, not taller. Oh, hello, Toby Onatabe. Hello there, friend. Welcome to the stream. It's nice to see a new face. How you doing?
How about 2 flasks of apple juice to go for 50 silver pieces?
50 SP.
50 SP? You may find the price daunting, but this organic, freshly made apple juice. It's just store-bought juice, but I bet they can't even tell the difference.
Out of the corner of your eye, you spot an empty bottle of store-bought apple juice. It's resting on a table inside the merchant's shop. We got our first clue! Woohoo! Store-bought apple juice has been added to your notes. Notes. Tyrion will make mental notes of notable clues he sees in the world. These notes are instrumental to solving mysteries and progressing through the game. You can check these notes at any time by opening the toolbar in the top left screen.
Trust me, it's worth the extra gold.
Normally, the price wouldn't matter that much to you. But you don't appreciate being treated like an easy mark. Oh, here we go. Yay, argument! You've started an argument with another character. During an argument, your opponent will make claims that you need to respond to. Responding correctly will lower your opponent's confidence. Responding incorrectly will lower your confidence, and once you run out of confidence, you will lose the argument. Oh my goodness. Hey, Junie, you made it! Hello, friend, how you doing?
I think you need to elaborate. You said that this apple juice is organic, but where is it made? It's produced by the hardworking people of this town, of course.
I only trade organic products.
In a small town like ours, we only deal with locally sourced products.
Presenting during arguments. For certain claims, you will need to present a piece of evidence to refute the claim. To proceed, present a piece of evidence that contradicts your opponent's claim. And we only have one clue. You say that. Sorry, I'm getting confused with the voices now.
You say that, but I can see an empty bottle of store-bought juice inside your shop. Why would you have something like that if you only deal with organic products? Oh, how did that get there? But make no mistake, I only have that because I wanted to see how my products compare to that of the city. And let me tell you, that mass-produced slop doesn't even compare to my product.
What an obvious lie.
Honestly, I'm offering you a very good deal.
Interpreting during arguments. For certain claims, you will need to look at your opponent's thoughts and emotions. Choose the correct response depending on the information seen. Logic. Choose this option if your opponent's thought contradicts something in your notes. Intuition. Choose this option if your opponent's thought contradicts their claim. Or empathy. Choose this option if your opponent's emotions contradict their claim. This is against schemes to contradict thoughts seen through the eye. Intuition!
Sir, it's obvious that those flasks are only worth 5 silver pieces. What? How did you? Well, it's clear you're a very shrewd man.
Right. Argument 1! Yay! Emil, what time you got? It is 22 at 12. 20 to midnight. Give or take a minute. Why'd you ask, Junie? Out of the corner of your eye, you spot a child watching you from afar. Her eyes are fixed on the flasks of apple juice.
How about 20 silver pieces for 3 flasks? Of course, sir.
Thank you. But didn't you say they're only worth 5 silver pieces and we're spending 20 for 3? I think we're still getting ripped off here. The Kingdom of Wyvengard, established around 2,000 years ago by the 7 High Archmages. It's currently ruled by King Oliver de Weingard and the mages of his nobility. The nobility will tell you that our marvelous kingdom is a land of prosperity and happiness. A land where its people share the wealth and succor provided by the kingdom's magic. In 20 minutes, it's almost Tuesday. It is almost Tuesday. Right you are, Junie.
Thank you.
I haven't had anything like this in years. Aw, that poor kid. The child's passing thoughts tell you exactly how much succor the kingdom is sharing.
I didn't know you had such an eye for rural economics. Well, I suppose I just have good intuition for this sort of thing. Or did you use another kind of eye?
So she knows about his eye of humor? Hucor? It's something like that, I don't remember. You avoid meeting her gaze. Just like saying Tuesday? Don't we all like saying Tuesday?
Don't get me wrong, your so-called Eye of Horus is an amazing gift. You should take every opportunity to hone it. But try to be more subtle next time.
If I can see through you, others will be able to as well. That's a good point. Right! Anyways, I did some asking around while you were haggling. Supposedly, the McCoy Tavern should be north of here. If my tip is correct, this should be the place. Wait, this is the McCoy Tavern? With the state it's in, calling it a tavern is being pretty generous. You find it hard to believe that this has a secret meeting place for dissenters. Or dissidents. But now that you think about it, maybe that's the entire point. Yeah, it's meant to not look like it, you know? The tavern has been shut down for years. Nowadays, McCoy just uses it to host his rallies. Although I do wonder how they've been keeping themselves afloat.
Hey, you lot! The McCoy Tavern is closed!
A gruff man approaches you, your carriage as you step out of it. He's eyeing you, Miss Timura, a clear look of contempt on his face. I take it that you're Flintheart McCoy?
I am? What is it?
Flintheart McCoy, occupation unemployed. Sorry for not writing ahead of time, but I'm Ruby Tamora. I wanted to speak with you.
Ruby Tamora? Wait, the Ruby Tamora?
Any animosity you initially had immediately vanishes. He lets out a laugh, as if you were meeting an old friend.
Why didn't you say so? Come on in!
You didn't expect someone like him to know about Miss Tamora. But you suppose it makes sense. They both fight against the same enemy. Albeit in different ways. I suppose so.
Sorry about the mess. We haven't exactly been... Well, anyways, what brings you here? I take it you didn't journey all this way to see my wrecked tavern.
I'm here on behalf of a client. We have a proposition that you might be interested in. Is there any way we could talk more privately?
Sure, the kitchen's empty.
Wonderful. Tyrion, stay here while I speak with Mr. McCoy. What? You don't need my help? There's no need for that. Like hell there's no need for that. If she's trying to make a deal with Flintheart, you can easily read his thoughts to figure out what he wants. Oh no, she's giving him the glare. Oh no, I'm sorry, Miss Tamora. You desperately want to object, but she shoots you a stern look that causes you to freeze up. You slowly look away from her. You spend quite an amount of time waiting in the dining area of the tavern. It's already been hours since Miss Tamora and Flintheart went to talk in the kitchen. You can hear faint murmurs from behind the closed door, and you've been resisting the urge to eavesdrop. That's probably for the best, Tyrion. She has a Medusa glare. Yeah, she does, doesn't she? Makes you turn to stone, petrifies you even. But even from here, you can tell that their conversation is slowly becoming more frustrated.
It looks like they're gonna be a while.
Well, it's a good thing you always bring a chess set around with you. Ah, yeah, no, Junie. Oh no, here we go. I'm boring Junie and he's spamming the thing. I'm sorry, Junie. I'm sorry. Stop it. You bring a small chessboard that you carried around since you were a child. Chess can be played with one person, and you've always taken advantage of that. You're catching up for the break. But it's not like I can do more streams to help you catch up with it, you know?
Checkmate.
You win against yourself, this time as black.
I've played 10 games already and I've won 7 out of 10 times as black.
Hello.
Statistically, white is more likely to win.
Oh my god, she's so pretty. Look how pretty she is. Unbeknownst to you, you're thinking out loud.
So why am I performing so much better when playing as black?
Hello. You still don't notice her, and you're verbalizing your thoughts just as fast as you're thinking them.
Am I becoming overconfident as white because I'm having the first move advantage? Or perhaps that very advantage is affecting my choices and making me play in a suboptimal manner. If a personal quirk is making me play illogically, then I need to correct it.
Hey! What? How long have you been standing there? It's about time you noticed me. I've been trying to talk to you for a while now.
Oh, sorry.
Do you know where my dad is?
Your dad?
Flintheart McCoy. I'm his daughter, Celeste. Celeste McCoy, occupation mercenary? This stream is interesting because I'm somewhat planning a visual novel too. Oh yeah, you did say that. So you finally found some inspiration to come back into it, I take it. It's been a while since you brought it up.
Oh, Flintheart is speaking with my mentor right now.
Tyrion, are you a mommy's boy? I don't know what else that sort of cutoff could be, you know? Aw, I wanted to show him something. Do you know when they'll be done?
I don't know. They've been speaking in the kitchen for a while now.
You hear Flintheart and Miss Tamora voices getting louder and more frustrated, but Celeste doesn't seem to notice. Yeah, it is kind of like Danganronpa, isn't it? Her eyes seem to be focused on your chessboard. This is chess, right? Are you playing against someone?
Oh, I'm playing against myself, actually.
Oh, that's... Even has a little last year to it does, doesn't it? You feel a judgmental stare.
Playing alone helps me to develop new strategies. Plenty of professionals do it.
Hey, I'm not the type to shame a man for playing with himself. Phrasing, Celeste, phrasing. Please don't say that, please.
That's...
Relax, I'm just joking. Anyways, if you're still waiting for your mentor, do you want to play a game?
Oh, you know how to play?
Sure, I've read about this before. She's read about it. Ugh, this table is so dusty. Celeste takes a seat on the other side of the table. She tries to set up her side of the board, but fumbles with the pieces. She stares at one of them, confused. How do I arrange these things again? She doesn't even know. No, my joke's stolen. Yeah. Plenty of people use that joke, right? A part of you regrets accepting her challenge, but it would be impolite to back out now.
Here, I'll arrange them for you.
Thanks! Checkmate. You defeat her in 2 moves. Wait, what? Already? Yeah, Celeste, you obviously are an amateur. How did you do that? You decided against telling her what the name of the mate was. Rematch me! I want a do-over! Sure, why not? It's not as if you had anything better to do, which I guess is true. Celeste's brow furrows as she tries to decide on her next move. But she hasn't realized that the game is already finished. Aw, you should tell her, Tyrion. Come on. I don't play chess. I'm no good at chess. Here! She moves her knight into a position to attack your queen. It should have stopped your assault on her king, but... Checkmate. A scholar's mate this time. What? Come on, how'd you keep doing that? You look at the closed door to the kitchen. Flintheart and Miss Tamura's discussion is becoming louder. It doesn't sound like it'll be done anytime soon. If they're getting louder, does that mean they're having an argument now? Is it becoming like a full-on, like, dispute? Again! I'll definitely beat you this time! For someone who has clearly never played chess before, she's improving quite quickly each game. It's impressive. She's observing your strategies and adapting them to her playstyle. With the way she's playing now, she could even defeat a nationally ranked noble. Wow, she's very talented, obviously. Checkmate. But even so, you've been playing this game for a lot longer than she has. How are you always one step ahead of me? She's mad now, isn't she? She's getting angry. How are you staying one step ahead of me? Come on, Tyrion. You need to let her win one. Come on. It's like you're reading my mind. As if you'd even need to. Just one more game. I'll get you this time. Hello, Cuthbert. Miss Tamura emerges from the kitchen with Flintheart. They both look mentally exhausted. It looks like negotiations didn't go well. Hi, Dad!
Oh, hello, sweetie.
Flintheart looks irritated, but as soon as he sees Celeste, he quickly hides it behind a smile. You wonder what that discussion was about.
What's this? Some kind of game?
Miss Tamura glances at the pieces on the board. Don't feel too bad about losing to him. He's nationally ranked. Oh, you're a professional? Is that why you were wearing a suit?
No, chess is just a hobby. I'm actually a defense attorney.
An attorney?
Speaking of which, we should probably be on our way. Aye, sorry for refusing after you came all this way. I really respect what you're doing, but I don't want anything to do with your mage friends.
Aw, Celeste, she's a mercenary and she uses magic, right? You wonder what he meant by that. Or a different kind of argument? No, Junie, it's not like that. Was Miss Tamura trying to introduce him to one of our clients? Anyway, it is getting late. If you leave now, you won't get back to the city until morning.
She's right. This region is littered with bandits and brigands. You wouldn't want to run into them this late.
Oh, this game is obviously highly inspired by a certain game. Obviously.
I guess you have a point. We have plenty of empty rooms that you can stay in until morning. It's the least I can do after you came all this way. Well, if it's not too much trouble, we might as well stay here until tomorrow.
The tavern is shut down, but we have some more sheets and blankets. I'll go get the rooms ready. Celeste and Flintheart leave the dining area to get your rooms ready. You're left in the dining room with Miss Tamora.
So, I take it negotiations to go well? No, I didn't expect him to be so stubborn. Honestly, I have no idea what that man has against mages. Well, there is one way to find out. Why are you being so secretive? If your business with Flintheart is related to our clients, I can help. It wasn't important, and your presence was not necessary.
That's such an obvious lie, but you can't read a single thought from her mind. I'll tell you what I should do. I'm gonna get rid of the cursor capture, because I know that cursor looking around the screen is probably gonna annoy people. Excuse me. She's had years of practice of hiding her thoughts from the Eye of Horus. Celeste enthusiastically came back downstairs. But she seems to have noticed the tension between you and Miss Tamara.
Sorry to interrupt, but your rooms are ready now.
No, I didn't get her voice right. Okay. Rose and Grudge, I've gotta respect that. I mean, I guess. Excuse me. So sorry to interrupt, but your rooms are ready now.
Right. Thank you.
An awkward silence hangs in the air as you and Miss Tamora head upstairs. You reach the upper hallway and see the 2 rooms that Celeste prepared for you. Miss Tamora stops for entering her room.
You were playing chess with Flintheart's daughter earlier. Was she any good? Not at first, but she's got a lot better as it kept playing. I'm sorry for leaving you there for so long. I didn't expect our discussion to last that long. No, it's fine. Despite everything, I enjoyed playing against her. I see. Well, I suppose you are at that age.
No, it's not like that! Ooh, Tyrion's in love with Celeste. Woo woo!
It's just that outside of tournaments, I never really get to play against another player. And you only ever want to play shogi against me. Because shogi is clearly superior. It's complete anarchy is what it is. You just bring fallen pieces back to life like some kind of necromancer. It adds depth. Dropping adds a dimension of play that isn't present in chess.
You sternly look at each other. Your position's already made. After a few moments of silence, you both burst out laughing. Aww, they get along so well.
I'm sorry if it looks like I don't trust you. I know you're just trying to help. But there are some things about my work that I really just can't tell you about yet. But one day, I'll tell you everything.
That is a death flag if I ever heard one, or read one, in this case.
Right, I'm sorry for prying. I just want to show you that I'm ready to be an attorney. You are. I know you are.
The rare praise from your mentor catches you off guard.
Anyways, get some rest. You should mentally prepare yourself for the journey tomorrow.
Right. You completely forgot about the carriage ride back. You can already feel your stomach churning in protest. Aw, poor Tyrion. You lay in the bed the McCoys prepared for you. And as you close your eyes, you slowly drift into a deep slumber. I do like the soundtrack for this game. It's pretty good, don't you think? As this happens, you feel something invasive. Your mind drifts away and you feel yourself being pulled elsewhere. You find yourself in a surreal and unsettling landscape. Ooh, pretty. You're fairly certain that you're dreaming right now. But some instinct in the back of your mind tells you that something is fundamentally wrong about this. Eh? Eh? Who's this? You see a woman in the far distance. She's staring directly at you.
What presence?
She's murmuring something, but you can't make it out. Is she trying to say something to you?
Finally found.
I finally found you, Heavenborn! Eh? Eh? What the heck? Oh my goodness. You're jolted wide awake. You can't exactly remember what that woman said to you. Apparently she was looking for you. And, you know, she's got the crazies. But whatever they were, they sent a piercing chill down your spine. Your breath is heavy, and your heart is beating at 100 miles per hour.
Calm down. It was just a dream.
No, there's the first yawn of the dream. I'm sorry. It is past midnight now, so it is late. At least, that is what you try to tell yourself.
Please, just let me explain.
I don't want to hear it.
You hear the voices of Celeste and Flintheart ringing from downstairs. It must be extremely late. What are they possibly arguing about at this hour?
I want you out of my house! Out!
A dead silence lingers in the air before you hear someone rush out of the tavern. Whoever left slams the door behind them. It's Tuesday, innit? Innit, lads? It's Tuesday.
What was that all about?
It's none of your business. You only met those two today. It would probably be best not to get involved in their affairs. And as you tell yourself that, a brief image of Celeste's smile appears in your mind.
Damn it.
You slowly make your way out of your room. But the hallway is nearly pitch black. You can barely see a few inches ahead of you. Drink is empty. I just need to go and quickly sort that out, so I'll be back in a second, guys. Excuse me, guys. Thank you for waiting. Alright, let's keep going. You have to watch your step to avoid tripping. You run into Flynnheart, who was slowly walking up the stairs. Even this close, it's hard to see his expression in the darkness.
Sorry, I just heard.
Right, forgot you two were here.
His words trail off.
Is everything okay?
He's sad and anguished.
Sorry, I'm just going to...
You awkwardly shimmy past Flynnheart to head down the stairs. He doesn't move out of your way. It's clear his mind is elsewhere. Aw, thank you. Thank you for the care package, Rasenji. Ouch. Oh no, everyone's doing stuff for me. Do not worry, it's okay. You arrive at the dining room, but you don't see Celeste anywhere. Honestly, though, it's hard to tell just how dark the room is.
Celeste? Are you still here?
You don't receive an answer. You remember hearing someone slam the front door earlier. Your eyes are drawn to the tavern entrance.
Celeste?
No answer.
Celeste! Where are you?
Ugh.
Squid Boy! Hello there! Welcome to the stream, my friend! It's nice to see you again. How are you doing today? The merchant you spoke with before steps out of his shop holding a lantern. He appears to be irritated by all the noise you've been making.
Oh, you're that kid from before. Do you have any idea what time it is? This isn't the city. You can't just make a bunch of noise like this.
Right. Sorry. I was just looking for Celeste.
This is actually the first stream I've done since I came back from my holiday, so you haven't missed any streams. Don't worry about it.
Who?
Celeste McCoy. She's Flynnheart's daughter.
The merchant's expression becomes a little colder.
Do you know them?
What do you want with that bastard? That damn mage.
You don't know what voice is mine? This one. This voice is mine. And I'm actually using my normal voice for Tyrion. Because I feel like that voice probably matches better.
What?
Just a quick drink, hold on.
Well, there you go. Now my normal voice is also Tyrion's voice. Thank you very much, Rasenji, for that. No, not Rasenji, Junie. What am I saying? I'm not used to Junie doing it for me.
Those two probably woke up half the street with all their yelling. I don't need you keeping us up too. If I hear any more noise, I'm gonna call the town guard.
Before you can get a word in, the merchant walks back into his home in a huff. You look around, but you still don't see any sign of Celeste. You decide to continue searching. That we do. Meanwhile, back at the tavern.
I can't believe I said those things to her. She'll never forgive me for this.
I see your temper's as short as ever, Flynnheart.
You!
Honestly, how'd you live in the darkness? Look so.
What are you doing here? And how dare you bring that witchcraft into my home?
You've been busy lately. Your little rallies have gained quite a lot of support. Too much support for my family's liking.
And what, you came all this way out to convince me just to stop?
You have my word. If you stop spreading dissidence, no harm will come to you or your family.
Ha! Your word is as good as the dirt you lick off the King Oliver's boots. As if I'd ever trust the words of a murderer like you.
Flynnheart, please. As someone you once called a friend, I'm only going to ask you one time.
Friend? Friend? I'll be dead in the ground before I ever call the likes of you a friend. Get out of my house. I don't have time for your nonsense.
Eh? Unfortunately, I don't think you'll have much time for anything.
Oh, shoot!
Damn it. Damn it! Flynnheart, you fool! Why couldn't you have just listened to me? Rudolph, I require your assistance. Yes, sir. By the scaled Lord, what did you... You killed him! Alert the town guard. Tell them you saw his daughter fleeing the scene. I'm sure their neighbors heard them arguing with each other. They'll immediately suspect her.
Wow, you absolute scum. You absolute scum. Taking advantage of a parent and child's quarrel to frame one for murder? You absolutely disgust me. Teh.
At once, sir.
You've been searching for Celeste for a while. Yeah, what a piece of work. I agree, Junie, absolutely. How long have you been outside? 2 hours? Free? However long it's been, it's clearly taking a toll on you. Where is she? What am I gonna do now? You hear a faint voice. Could it be? Oh! As you appear behind an old tree, you finally find her. She looks just as tired as you are. Probably even more so. I mean, she's probably been crying. I mean, come on. Yep. Her eyes are puffy and red, but she's doing her best to hide it with a smile. I've been looking all over for you. Oh, sorry. I'm guessing we woke you up? Yeah. Is everything okay? It's nothing. It was just an argument. But from the way she reacted, this is clearly not common. You suppose that it's none of your business. You decide not to pry further. Have you been looking for me all this time?
I have.
Thank you. But I'm okay now. You should head back. You are not okay, Celeste. You are not okay at all.
You're not okay at all. What about you?
I think I'm gonna stay out a little longer.
You know that you should mind your own business. I'm sure whatever happened between you two, it's nothing you can talk out. It doesn't happen a lot, but sometimes Miss Tamura and I get into fights too. But no matter what happens, we were always able to talk it through it. Sorry, I know it's none of my business, but I just...
No, I really appreciate it. Thank you. She feels happy as well. So many emotions. You're right. Let's go back.
We can't let Maya take the fall for this. Absolutely not. What? You arrive back at the McCoy Tavern. But it's now surrounded by several carriages and knights clad in plate armor. Is that the Inquisition?
What?
The Arcane Inquisition. They're an order of knights that investigate crimes committed using magic. As you say the word crimes, you and Celeste share a glance and come to the same realization.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition, you guys. I knew someone was gonna say it, but both of you. Oh, I love you guys.
Both of you rush towards the tavern, but Celeste outpaces you by a large margin.
What? No! No!
She reaches the tavern before you, and before anyone can stop her, she takes a look inside the inn. Whatever she saw makes her cry in anguish. She drops to the ground in tears. There she is. Celeste McCoy, by the authority of the Wyverning God Crown, I'm placing you under arrest. Upon seeing Celeste, one of the knights steps forward and grabs her. Surprisingly, she's able to break free from his grip and tries to push further into the tavern. Noticing the commotion, 3 other knights rush to grab her and begin dragging her away. She kicks and screams against them, desperately trying to break free. Even between the 3 knights, it's taking all of their strength to subdue her. What are you doing to her? What's going on here?
Tyrion!
Miss Tamura approaches you. You breathe a small sigh of relief when you see that she's okay. Miss Tamura! Bah! I should have known that he was one of yours. Just stay out of our way. Miss Tamura, what's going on? Why is the Inquisition here? I mean, he hasn't looked inside the tavern yet, so he doesn't know. I'm surprised myself. But from what I understand, Flintheart McCoy has been murdered. Murdered? Would you like to save your progress? Yes, I think I would. I mean, we haven't saved it yet. Imagine if my computer crashed now. I'd have lost all that progress and I'd have to just skip through it. Episode 1-2. The Cold-Hearted Aristocrat's Barracks. Let's go. You follow the Inquisition back to the city where Celeste is being detained. According to Miss Tamura, Celeste was the prime suspect in Flintheart's murder. And due to the supposed nature of the crime, her case would be pushed to trial immediately. Eh?
Not even a single, like, questioning? Straight to trial? Really? I suppose that might be how things went back in those days. But many elements of the situation still don't make sense. The Inquisition only investigates crimes committed using magic. So why is Celeste their prime suspect? Could she be a mage? This is ridiculous! She has the right to speak to an attorney! Anyways, you find yourself met with another hurdle. A very frustrating one.
Yeah, we can't let you see her until she's been processed.
Her trial is in an hour! How has she not been processed yet?
I don't know what to tell you, kid. I wish I could help.
You don't need to use the eye to know that that's a complete lie. So, you're really planning on defending her? Do you know if she can even afford a lawyer? I just can't stand here and do nothing. You saw them, didn't you? There's no way she would murder her father like that. I know that look. I was saving this for a special occasion, but... Attorney's runestone. A magical runestone that allows you to take pictures of crime scenes and write notes telepathically. Every attorney has one. It's almost like a badge for them. You really aren't hiding it, are you? Developers, you're really not hiding it, are you? This is... an attorney's runestone? If you're going to defend her, you're going to need one. You begin to tear up. You've wanted one of these ever since you were a child. Indeed. It's basically a badge of honor for an attorney. Don't cry, Cuthbert. Sorry. Anyway, keep one thing in mind. If you try to defend her, the Inquisition isn't going to fight you fairly. Our court system only exists to create the illusion of justice. They hate people like us, and they'll do everything in their power to sabotage you. Damn it. You knew they'd try and get in your way, but you didn't expect them to do it this blatantly.
Ugh, what's with all the noise?
You're that knight from the tavern.
That's Commander Orem White to you, kid.
Orem White, occupation, knight. It rhymes.
I had a feeling tomorrow would be sniffing around this case. But I didn't expect you to send a kid to do her dirty work.
Commander, he says he wants to talk to the mage.
And? She's got the right to an attorney, doesn't she?
Well, she hasn't been processed. Commander White looks confused for a moment.
The hell kind of bullshit are you trying to pull?
Oh my god, he doesn't actually care.
Let him through, you idiot!
Yes, sir. The knight leads you through to the halls of the dungeon. For something built in the capital, it looks extremely old and decrepit. It's clear that he's a white knight. Yeah, Resenji, and you have got me for my bad puns, but there you go. It's fine. At least the knight has some sort of integrity. Yeah, it's good that he at least does. Sad, angry, and distressed prisoners. You pick up the negative emotions of the prisoners nearby. It's a heavy and almost crushing feeling.
You've always had to avoid crowded places because of how sensitive you are to people's thoughts. Oh, what does that remind me of? What does that remind me of? Anya. Ah, yes. But I was thinking more of a different character who had telekinetic powers. I can't think of the name of the anime, though, unfortunately. No, I don't think it was that either. I'm sure, you know, I can think... If I know what it is... I know what it is. I know the art style. I know the kind of show I'm thinking of here. It's a high school anime. And, yeah, she tried to help with her telekinesis and then, you know, her telepathy. But then it just ended up making her isolated and hated by her peers because, you know, people don't always like to say what they truly feel. You know? And she's basically isolated and she ends up transferring schools, and then there's this guy who actually doesn't really care, and it's like, oh, okay. Kotora-san, yes, that might be what I'm thinking of, actually. The name rings a bell. Yeah, it's a good anime. I like it too. I didn't finish it though. I need to finish it. You've never felt this much concentrated despair before. Yeah, I think that's it, yeah. I think it is. Celeste, are you okay? Oh, it's you! Celeste is lying down on the cold floor of one of the dungeon cells. But she immediately gets up as soon as she sees you. What are you doing here? Miss Tamura told me about what happened to your father. I'm so sorry. I just don't understand. I don't understand any of this. Why would someone do this? And why are they blaming me for it? I'm not sure about the details, but it's clear that there were elements of magic involved in what had happened. Since they arrested you based on that evidence, I can only conclude one thing. Celeste, you're a mage, aren't you? Ooh, nail hit on the head. There's no sense in hiding it anymore. Yes, I am. Do you have noble blood? Of course not! Why would you say that? Sorry. But the ability to use magic is hereditary. Most mages tend to have some kind of noble blood. I honestly don't like thinking about that. I'm the daughter of Jolene and Flynn Hart McCoy. That's all I need to know about myself. It would probably be best not to push the matter further. I agree. It definitely would not help anyone to distress her like this. Anyways, you were probably arrested because you're a mage. What? A crime was committed using magic, and you were the only mage around at the time. Is that seriously the only reason? I only know how to cast one spell. The Arcane Inquisition doesn't care about the truth. They only care about closing their cases. Celeste, your case is being pushed to trial. You're going to be brought before a judge within the hour. What? No one told me anything! Damn it. They weren't even planning on telling her? Yeah, these guys are really shitty people. If you'll have me, I'd like to be your defense counsel for the trial. Right. I forgot that you were an attorney. Would you really do that for me? After everything I've seen them do, I can't just stand by and do nothing.
But they're a part of the kingdom. Do we even have a chance? It's hopeless.
Celeste, man, king, or god, I won't let them do anything to you.
What?
Sorry. It's just something I have a habit of saying.
No, don't apologize. I really appreciate you doing this.
It's clear this entire situation is bittersweet for her. And because of the Inquisition's delays, you haven't had any time to investigate the crime scene. You were confident before, but you begin to doubt whether or not you can really do this. I mean, yeah, we don't have any evidence, do we? We can only go by whatever the Inquisition brings to the table. Can we use that? Is that all we need? I mean, being an avid Ace Attorney player myself, I do know a thing or two about how these cases work. You can use your opponent's evidence against them, after all.
Everything is happening so fast. It feels unreal.
No, you have to do this. This is the exact reason why you became a lawyer. Because the law in this era is shitty. No matter what happens, you'll acquit Celeste.
Looks like we're going to get to do a bit of a trial.
A courtroom. I'm in a real courtroom. Actually, entering the courtroom took a lot of wind out of your sails. Yeah, he's exactly like Phoenix, right? He really is. You've never been here as an attorney before. You've only ever acted as Miss Tamura's assistant.
Oh, look at this.
Look at this stern-eyed woman. I expected him to look cooler. You think Phoenix Wright looks cool? The woman at the prosecutor's bench is staring at you. Ms. Tamura mentioned her before you went to see Celeste. What was her name again? You think it was Arya Steelwind?
Well, if it's a court system, there needs to be prosecutors.
You can feel the coldness of her glare burrowing into you.
Mr. Wright is cool. Whatever you say.
Why is she staring you down? Is she trying to intimidate you? Because it's working! She's basically a mix-up between Francisca and Miles.
I don't think she's like Francisca, because I don't think she has a weapon she uses against you.
Wow, what a highly detailed face. It almost looks 3D. Court is now in session for the trial of Celeste McCoy. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is also ready, Your Honor. He doesn't necessarily sound very ready. Regardless, let's begin the proceedings. Prosecutor Steelwind, please list the charges. The defendant is Celeste McCoy, a mercenary for hire and a registered mage. Wait, did she just say mercenary?
Yeah, I had to take up a job after my family's tavern was shut down.
Oh, right. That's not exactly the first occupation you'd choose.
Probably not, to be fair. But you know, whatever.
She's charged with second-degree murder and negligent misuse of her arcane arts. I see, so there was magic involved. Yes, the crime occurred within the McCoy Tavern, a local inn that shut down years ago. The locals reported hearing a loud commotion coming from within the building. Hours later, a carriage driver that was nearby checked the disturbance. It was then that he found the victim, the defendant's sword, still impaling his dead body. The Inquisition has provided an autopsy report and a record of the sword. Flynn McCoy died after being stabbed from behind with a magical blade. Fatal wounds show heavy traces of transmutation magic. Celeste's sword. Honestly, it almost looks like a staff. That's a very strange sword. It's red. Very strange. The alleged murder weapon. It's an ornately designed sword, but it has no magical properties. Why would a mage who uses transmutation magic have a weapon that doesn't have any transmutation abilities? This is suspicious.
What was the defendant's relationship with the victim? I see that they share the same last name.
The defendant is the victim's daughter, but not by blood. She was adopted into the family when she was an infant. Her birth parents are currently unknown.
I see. What an unfortunate turn of events.
Why does the judge look so different compared to the others? It's really weird. I don't like it. To begin, the prosecution would call Commander Orm White to the stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. The judge looks so modern. He does. He kind of does, actually.
Name's Orm White. I'm commander of the Arcane Inquisition.
Orm, would you please testify about the details of the Inquisition's investigation?
Yeah.
Here we go, witness testimony.
We got a call late at night. Someone discovered a dead body inside the McCoy Tavern. When we arrived on the scene, we found Flynn Hart McCoy dead on the floor. The defendant's sword was still inside of him. We have several witnesses who heard the victim and the defendant in a loud argument before the body was discovered. Their argument must have turned ugly because the defendant killed the victim using her magic sword.
Oh, is that right, Mr. Orm White? A sword that has no magical properties. Yeah, exactly. That was terrible. Indeed. Isn't that really incriminating? Tyrion, even a non-attorney like myself is able to see the contradiction in the testimony.
One of her possessions is the murder weapon. Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination.
You open your mouth to respond, but nothing comes out. You can't think of anything to say. Everything is blank.
Mr. Cuthbert!
Hey, what are you doing? This is the part where you say something, right? I'm sorry, I don't... Your anxiety is just getting worse, and your breaths are becoming more and more desperate. Are you hyperventilating? What a disappointment. I was hoping to fight against the infamous Ruby Tamora today. But it's clear you can't even hold a candle to her. Your Honor, it's clear that the defense has nothing to say against the prosecution's overwhelming evidence.
Yep, this case is pretty much open and shut.
No! Wait! This isn't what is supposed to happen. I'm sorry, Tyrion. I couldn't acquit Faye. She was found guilty. What? But that means... Are they going to execute her? No, not again. Are you seriously going to let that happen again? Tyrion! Celeste grabs your shoulders and shakes you out of your panic. You need to calm down. Her gaze is calm and focused despite the gravity of the situation, but she looks stern, not angry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for this to... Stop! Just listen to me. You know what to do, right? Just do the same way you play chess. What? I don't know. You were just so calm and focused when you were playing before. No matter how close I got to beating you, you always knew how to stay calm and win. So just channel that feeling and look at the pieces? That doesn't make any sense. And yet... I know, right? It's pretty incredible that she's like this. You take a moment to focus and let everything else disappear from the world. Every statement that he made, every word that came out of his mouth. Each of those is a possible weakness that you can attack. Every bleak moment can be turned around. You just need to consider every angle. Not really for this one. This one's pretty obvious. My apologies for the delay, Your Honor. The defense is ready to begin the cross-examining the witness. Very well. There we go. Thank God that worked. Carefully examine every statement he made and find something that contradicts the evidence in your notes. Once you do that, present the contradicting evidence and prove that this testimony is false. Cross-examinations. You are cross-examining a witness. Carefully examine each statement they made and find the statement that contradicts a clue, a spell, or a profile in your notes. Once you identify the false statement, click the present button and present the contradicting evidence to move forward. Indeed. Objection! I love saying that. Commander White, you testified that the victim was killed using the defendant's magical sword. Am I correct?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious when you look at the crime scene.
I think I'd actually have to disagree with you on that. Oh, shoot. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to turn the audio back on. It's a good job this game doesn't have voice acting or anything. I'm so sorry. How come no one pointed that out to me earlier? Honestly, guys, if you think there's something wrong, feel free to speak up, because, you know, even I can be a bit, you know, stupid. The defendant's sword couldn't possibly have been the murder weapon.
What are you talking about, kid? The sword was inside his body. Of course that's what killed him.
That may be the case, but take a look at the autopsy report. It states that a fatal wound had heavy traces of magic. So how would a non-magical sword leave traces of magic on the body?
What?
To leave a trace like that, the wound would have to have been created with something magical. My client's sword may look fancy and expensive, but it's entirely mundane.
That doesn't make a lick of sense.
If the sword didn't kill him, then why was it in the body?
Yes, I find that quite strange as well.
Well, there's only one reasonable explanation, Your Honor. The wound was created magically, and someone shoved the sword into the wound afterward.
The hell are you talking about? The defendant is a damned mage. She could have easily killed the victim using magic.
That may be, Commander. But why would she kill the victim using magic and then stab him with her sword? She would just be incriminating herself. No, If anything, this series of events proves one thing. Someone used magic to kill the victim. And then they pushed my client's sword into the wound to frame her.
Objection!
Oh, here we go. Don't get ahead of yourself. What? Your Honor, the defense is trying to spin the facts in his favor. He claims that the third party committed the crime and used the sword to frame the defendant. But wouldn't the simpler explanation be this? Magic was being channeled through the sword at the time of death. That is what left the magical trace on the body. Commander, please tell the defense how the murder was committed using magic.
What? Alright. I think I see where you're going with this.
Excuse me.
It's true that the sword itself isn't magical, but magic can still be channeled through it. That defendant over her? There? Her spell compendium has a spell called Mage Blade. She must have used it on her sword before stabbing the victim. That spell is the reason why there were traces of transmutation magic on the wound.
So, her spell compendium contains a spell called Mage Blade. A spell compendium is a magical device that lists every spell a mage can cast. Luckily, Celeste's compendium only contains one spell. That means she can only cast that one spell. Celeste, do you have your spell compendium with you?
No. I left it at the tavern after. Well, you know.
If you can't look at the description for Mage Blade, you'll have to approach this another way. The commander's testimony was a lot vaguer this time. If you can press his statements, you might be able to find new information that you can use against him.
Yep, the press is now required.
During cross-examinations, you can press statements to acquire more information. Sometimes pressing the right statement can make the witness add a statement to their testimony. Alright. Are you saying that my client used a spell and channeled it through her sword? There are a vast number of spells that can operate like that. Spells from the School of Transmutation are almost always channeled through an object. Alright, let's press again. Mage Blade?
It's a transmutation spell that sharpens my sword. I usually use it when I need to cut through an enemy's plate armor.
You didn't realize that she led such a lethal lifestyle. But anyways, wouldn't it be excessive for the defendant to use a spell like that on the victim? He wasn't wearing any kind of armor at the time of death. The victim and the defendant were in a tense argument. Perhaps she used the spell in a fit of rage. It was a crime of passion after all. Ugh, that theory is a little far-fetched. But you'll need hard evidence if you want to disprove it. True. But why would she go through the trouble of doing that? Her sword alone would have been enough to commit the murder.
Mages are always looking for an excuse to throw their power around. There's no rhyme or reason to it.
Isn't that just your own personal bias, Commander? We don't need to understand why the defendant did what she did. The fact of the matter is that the magic was present at the crime. Do you have any evidence of the contrary? You don't. Yet. You don't. Yet. If she used a spell like that, wouldn't that have created traces of magic on the ground?
How so?
Well, let's say we follow the prosecution's theory. That would mean that the victim fell to the ground with the sword still inside him. At this point, Mage Blade would still be active, right? It would definitely leave a magical trace on the ground after making physical contact with it.
We're already way ahead of you. We had our people scan the crime scene. And we found traces of transmutation magic right under the body, just like you said.
Oh. Ah.
If you still don't believe me, I have a picture of the crime scene right here.
Oh? Why was this picture not brought to my attention?
There was no need. This entire case is open and shut.
Right. Crime scene picture's been added to your notes. Okay, let's have a look at this picture and see if there's any contradictions that you've missed, Mr. White. You've seen pictures of the dead before, but it feels different now that the body is someone you know. Looks like there are traces of magic on the ground. But this shape is a little weird, isn't it? She can see it! She can see the contradiction! What was that just now? You can see with a stab from the front. Well, I guess we have to... Right, it's a stab from the front, right? Mm-hmm. But what does the autopsy say? Died after being stabbed from behind with a blade. I see. I see exactly why the prosecution was so shocked and so displeased.
Objection!
Objection! I'm sorry, Commander White, but it seems that you've presented another glaring contradiction.
Oh yeah? What's that?
You said that my client stabbed the victim from the front. Am I correct?
Yeah, you can see it plain in the picture. So where's your contradiction?
That's the thing, Commander. Your picture clearly shows that the victim was stabbed from the front. But the autopsy report says that he died from a stab from behind.
What?
Objection!
Orm,
You were supposed to release everything that you had. Why wasn't this photo given to me?
there was no need. There's no way it could have been anyone other than the damn mage.
Murmurs ring out across the gallery. It didn't matter how corrupt the justice system was. They wouldn't be able to cover up such blatant incompetence. You have them right where you want them.
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Cuthbert, what is the meaning of this?
I'll tell you what the meaning behind this is, Your Honor. The meaning behind. As the autopsy report states, the victim died from a stab wound originating from his back. But this photo clearly shows that the sword entered from his front. This can only mean one thing. The sword was inserted into the wound after the fatal wound had already been created.
That's crazy! Do you honestly expect us to believe that?
Then please enlighten me, Commander White. How else would the sword be facing the opposite way? Do you think my client stabbed the victim with the hilt of her sword? I didn't think so. What really happened is clear. The real murderer struck the sword through the victim's wound to implicate my client. But they made a careless mistake and stuck the sword in through the opposite side.
Objection!
Oh, shoot. It appears that I underestimated you, Mr. Cuthbert. But you've still gotten ahead of yourself.
How so? Really, Miss Steelwind? I believe that Mr. Cuthbert is adequately cast doubt on your case.
Oh, Abso, thank you for the smooches, friend. Oh, did he now? Then let me ask you one question, Mr. Cuthbert. If your client didn't kill Mr. Flynn McCoy, then who did? How should I know?
If I'm not mistaken, it's the commander's job to figure that out. Oh, I'm well aware of the commander's incompetence. But one fact still stands. There was magic detected on the wound and the sword. Would you like for me to tell you how many mages live in that small town? You don't like where she's going with this, no. Just one. There's only one registered mage in that entire town. And that mage is your client. What? The defendant was also established to have been with the victim hours before his death. She was the last known person with him, and she was the only mage there. In addition to that, I have several witnesses who heard them arguing. How she murdered the victim is simply an unanswered question.
Let's see. That certainly does change matters. I can't say that the prosecution's evidence is irrefutable, but there is still evidence that casts guilt upon the defendant.
Damn it, you almost had them.
There are far too many unanswered questions for me to pass a verdict. We will give law enforcement time to clear these unknowns. I suggest that they conduct their investigation more thoroughly this time. We will resume the trial tomorrow morning. Court is adjourned.
I do love the gavel bang of the judge. That's something this one has over Ace Attorney. Hello, Cuthbert. As you walk out of the courtroom with Celeste, you are greeted by Miss Tamora. Abso, thank you for the head pats. You can have a thank you smoochie. Mwah. Damn the wink. And a winky smooch. Miss Tamora, you're here? You recall how you froze up during the first cross-examination. You feel a little ashamed that your mentor saw all of that. Well, at the end of the day, you were still able to pull it together. And once you did that, you performed adequately. On that note, I wanted to give you this. It's her spell compendium! Nice. Ah, here we go, our first spell in our evidence book. I love how it's giving you like a whole explanation about it, a lore about it even. Mage Blade, School, Transmutation, Incantation, Arcane, Gesture, none. Duration, 1 minute. Concentration, yes. For the duration of this spell, the edges of this object, usually a blade, become unnaturally sharp, making it more effective at slashing through tough material. When under the effects of this spell, the object emits a yellow radiant glow. The target object must be no longer than 5 foot cube. My spell compendium! I swiped it from the dining area before the Inquisition arrived. I thought it'd be best for you to have it. So, this is your spell compendium. And it only casts 1 spell. Mage Blade. Mage Blade. This means that the prosecution has proven that Celeste used this specific spell. It will restrict how they approach this case, which gives you an edge over them. But that prosecutor is really something else. You mean Prosecutor Steelwind? You can still remember her ripping glare. It gives you chills just thinking about it. You wouldn't even know it, but this was also her first trial. Really? I thought an experience would make for a good first opponent. But that girl, she's a natural in the courtroom. It makes me wonder why a Steelwind would choose to become an attorney in the first place. What do you mean? The Steelwinds are a powerful noble house. Of the noble families, they are one of the few who answer directly to the king. Most members of their house take high-ranking positions in the kingdom's military. So it's a bit strange that she chose to become a prosecutor despite that. Steelwind. I feel like I've heard it somewhere before. In any case, it's best that you focus on the trial. You have about a day until court resumes. Right, now that I have time, I'd like to ask you some questions, Celeste. Namely about that argument you had with your father.
Oh.
You see the bailiff staring daggers at Celeste. It looks like they're waiting to take her back to her cell. Whatever questions you have for her will have to wait.
I should probably go.
Celeste walks away while avoiding eye contact with you. Bringing up her argument with Flintheart may have struck a nerve. I'll also use this opportunity to investigate the crime scene. I wouldn't be surprised if the Inquisition missed something. You utterly embarrassed them today. Don't expect them to make the same mistake twice. Right. There's still a lot of things we don't know about. As much as I hate to admit it, your skills of deduction far surpass mine. If anyone can figure out what really happened that night, it's you. There we go, we're a bit over, but that's fine. Because this has been a very interesting stream. Even if I lost 10 minutes at the start for scuff, and yeah, forgetting to unmute myself after the BRB. I don't think it was too long. I think it was a couple of minutes. I think it was like 10-15 minutes. I think I muted, the audio was muted for. But don't worry, you could hear me, so you could still hear the important stuff. It's a good job there's no voice acting, I gotta say. So, let me thank you guys so much for watching. My first stream back. It's good to be back, I have to say. Tomorrow, it could be the finale of Digimon World Next Order, if you want to check that out. But if you're here and you're lurking, let me thank you so much for lurking. And I'll be sure to pass you on to another VTuber who's probably going to be even better than me. Excuse me. All that voice acting really did a number on my throat. At least it's not as bad as Minish Cat when I had to do that particular straining voice for long periods. That sucked. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. See you then. Bye!